If you've been stretching or foam rolling or resting what you think is a hamstring strain, but nothing's working, then this video is for you. What if I told you the pain in the back of your leg isn't actually coming from your hamstring? It might be a nerve problem, and if you treat it like a muscle strain, you'll keep spinning your wheels. Let me show you how to tell the difference and what to do about it. How to know if your symptoms are coming from your back. So when something is really not a hamstring issue, these are some of the things that you're going to notice if they're coming from the spine. One thing is your pain can change and move. No matter what you do, it's just like it's over here, and then no, it's over here, now it's up here, now it's down lower. When your pain moves, that's very different than I have a hamstring injury, and every time I do this, it feels it in that same spot. That's typically when you have a pull of a muscle, you've strained a muscle, you're gonna feel it where that strain is. Other things that you gotta think about as well is, did you actually have an injury? If you didn't have an injury to it, that automatically makes me think, probably not a hamstring issue. Because normally you're running, you're like, oh, the hamstring cramps, and you grab it. So if you're getting some hamstring tightness and some pain in there, and you didn't really have an injury, you're not really sure what you did, again, we're starting to think of, let's look at some other areas. Now, also, pain below the knee. If the pain starts going below the knee, going into the hip a little bit, I start thinking, this may not be actually a hamstring issue, because it should be like right in the hamstring if there was an issue. And I know I've said this before, 40% of leg pain actually comes from the spine. So we've got to make sure that we're ruling some of this stuff out. Now, this next one I'm going to talk about is dural tension. I'm actually going to show you what dural tension is. Dural tension is when you have, if these are your discs, and you have a herniation in the back of the disc pressing up against the nerve, and it's holding the nerve. One of the things that we look at for testing a nerve to see how bad it is, there's strength that we look at. There's going to be sensation in the legs, because we can do, how's it feel here? We can determine which level it is based on sensation, which level the spine is that we're having some issues with. And we can also know if there's some nerve compression stuff that's happening with what we call dural tension. So if you're pressing up against, the nerve is pressing up against the disc, or the disc is pressing up against the nerve, then it doesn't allow the nerve to glide. It's supposed to be gliding through there. And if it doesn't, then we'll have what we call dural tension, which is nerve tension. And so I'm just going to kind of give you an example. So like if this is my nerve on the foot, so the green strap is my nerve, and it's hooking up here. What's supposed to happen is as I move, it's supposed to glide through me so that we can move through the movement. But what happens is when something's pressed up against it or something's scarred down on it, what'll happen is all of a sudden you're going to go and you're going to try to, let me go this way, you're going to try to, if it's stuck, I'm just going to make it stuck. You're going to lift the leg up, and it's like, whoa, that hurts. That's producing pain in my hamstring or down my leg, and I can't go any farther. And it'll feel very different. And then the other side will be like, whoa, you can go a lot farther. So you might start thinking, oh, this might be a hamstring issue, when in reality, it is a nerve tension issue. And they can present in very different ways. Okay, let's go. Next one is typically when you have a hamstring strain. If I go in and I test that hamstring for muscle testing that hamstring, and I go and I'm pulling that leg out, trying to pull it, you should feel pain in that. And if you don't feel pain, and it has the strength in it, you're starting to think this is not a hamstring issue. You may have some weakness where the body doesn't want you to actually fire, so it'll be weak, but if you really truly have a hamstring strain, you should have some pain in that area. So again, when we're doing our evaluation and we're putting all these pieces together, we're starting to come up with our formulation of okay, it's more likely this and less likely this. Okay, so another one, so common. When we ask people, tell me what turns your pain on. What turns your pain on? And if they say things like sitting really makes my hamstring hurt. I'm already thinking, gosh, we're sitting, we're not putting the hamstring on any kind of tension whatsoever, but there's probably going to be some issues in our back. And if they feel better with like movement, and they can do things with like movements makes them feel better, then you're already starting to think, okay, there's an issue going on somewhere else. I know I've given this example before, but we had someone come in with calf pain, and the doctors did MRIs on the calf, and we asked them, when does it hurt? Well, it hurts when I sit. And I'm like, your calf hurts when you sit. No back pain. Nope, no back pain. Okay, great. Can you do toe raises and have any pain with it? Nope. I can do toe raises all day long. No problems. I'm like, this is a back issue. So everyone was looking at the calf as it being a calf strain, even though he's not sure what he did. We went and did some of the exercises that we're actually going to show you, and this like resolved a lot of his pain. So these are the things that we look at to determine where do we think it's going to be, and then we just take baselines. Again, we do a lot with baselines. So we're taking baselines of, you know, the flexibility, of the strength. We're taking baselines of the back mobility, of the hip mobility. We're taking baselines of things that make it hurt so that we can go back to doing some of those things and testing it. So the exercises that we're actually going to show you on what to do is, there's a couple. The one that I'm going to give you is we can do things where we stand holding our back, put our fingers kind of at the back, and we can arch backwards and then come back up, and then arch backwards and then come back up, and doing that about 10 times to see it. Now, this is a loaded position. So if we have people that are a little bit stiff going backwards, and that's what we noticed in the evaluation, we may have them doing some standing stuff and doing this. But sometimes people feel better with it being unloaded, meaning not against gravity, lying on your stomach and doing some exercises. So another exercise that you also can do to improve, to take the pressure off the nerve in the back here if there is some dural tension, but also helping with your hamstring issues, is doing press-ups. So coming in through here, coming up, and when you come up, lock the arms, and then what I want you to do is blow the air out. You can see how my back starts arching just a little bit more, because it's going to want to protect. And so as you blow the air out, you'll come back down, come back up, same thing. And just kind of holding it. Now, we can hold these positions. That's a way to add force to what we're doing, or we can just do movement. Some people like holding the positions. It makes their body feel better, and other people, movement is what makes their body feel better. So you'll just have to gauge at what your body likes. Coming up again, blowing your air out and opening this up. This is, if there is any kind of dural tension, and we think that the nerve, you know, it's something that like this hasn't been very long, maybe, you know, it's within the last, you know, month or so of having an issue, then what we can do is, we're pretty sure that it's the disc that's pressing up against the nerve if you're having some dural tension. But if you've had this for a while and you're getting dural tension, we've also got to determine, is the dural tension coming from a herniated disc like this? Is it coming from these discs, or is it coming from something that has been scarred down? That treatment is very different. And if you have a nerve that's scarred down, the press-ups are not going to work. It's a different thing that we're trying to remodel the scarring tissue versus help move this disc off the nerve. So it's very different. We have other videos out there that kind of explain what you can do to determine the difference between something that has a herniation that's pinched in a nerve or something that has been scarred down. Not this video for this day. This video is just giving you understanding of all the things that potentially could refer pain into that hamstring, and how to know if the hamstring is a problem and what to do, which are these press-ups or the standing back bends. So give those a try. And then comment below and let me know. Give me some thumbs up if things are working, and if you like what we are sharing. If you've been stuck trying to fix your hamstring strain that just won't go away, and this sounds like you, don't guess. get it looked at properly. And if you want more videos to help you heal without medications or surgery, hit the subscribe button and share this with someone who's been chasing pain for way too long.